Even the leader of the land cannot believe that a so-called secret agreement on our nation's sovereign rights was even considered, much more actually accepted by whoever was involved in it. But even if there was such a deal, the president made it clear it will not be honored by his administration, and the country will continue to protect what is rightfully ours. Patrick De Jesus has more.
I am horrified by the idea that we have compromised through a secret agreement the territory, the sovereignty, and the sovereign rights of the Philippines.
Horrified. This was the reaction of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on the alleged gentleman's agreement in the West Philippine Sea between his predecessor and then Chinese counterpart, particularly in Ayungin Shoal, where the BRP Sierra Madre is stationed. The president said that such secret agreement compromises the country's sovereignty and rights of every Filipino. He then stressed having no knowledge at all on such a deal. Communication with officials under the administration of former President Rodrigo Duterte for clarification purposes has yielded a mixed bag of answers. If ever there is such an agreement, it is only binding back then in the time of his predecessor.
There is no documentation, there is no record, there is no... We were not briefed. When I came into office, walang nagsabi sa amin na merong ganung usapan. We're trying to really, up to now, because from the former administration, iba-ibang sagot eh. Sabi ng isang opisyal, dating government official under the previous administration, there's no such agreement. Sabi naman ng isa, no, there is, and we should honor it. Sabi naman ng iba, maganda yan. Sabi ng iba, hindi maganda yan. Hindi pa namin alam kung ano ba talaga yung agreement na yan. But, kung ang sinasabi sa agreement na yan, na kailangan tayong magpermiso sa ibang bansa para gumalaw sa ating sariling teritoryo, ay mahirap sigurong sundan yung ganyang klaseng agreement.
The government has also coordinated with the Chinese embassy to dig deeper on the alleged secret agreement.
We are waiting for Ambassador Wang to come back from Beijing na umalis siya, and I asked to see him, baka siguro sa pagbalik na. At ipaliwanag niya, sino bang kausap mo? Sino ba talagang kausap mo? Anong pinag-usapan ninyo? Anong pinag-agrihan ninyo? Was this an official thing or was it a personal thing? Ano ba ito? Dahil wala kaming record. Kahit saan ka tumingin, walang record. So, sikretong ginawa lahat ito. Bakit nila ginawa? Kung gagawin man nila, ba't pa nila ginawang sikreto? Nakakapagtaka nga eh. Kaya it's not a good situation.
Recent resupply missions face great challenge due to continued harassment by China Coast Guard ships, including the use of water cannon that damaged Filipino resupply vessel and left a few Navy personnel wounded. Meanwhile, following the first multilateral maritime cooperative activity between the Philippines, United States of America, Japan, and Australia, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said more joint patrols in the South China Sea are expected. Additional or new partners can also join next time, according to Sullivan. The Philippine Navy welcomes every opportunity in enhancing the operational readiness of their fleet with the help and presence of allies, while emphasizing that maritime cooperation is part of active archipelagic defense strategy and naval component of comprehensive archipelagic defense concept. On another issue, the Armed Forces of the Philippines considers a national security concern the reported recruitment of part-time military consultants by firms traced to China. The matter is now being investigated, and if there are AFP personnel involved.
Kung meron nga po talagang personnel na meron na i-divulge na any information or na-leak na information in terms of the military. So we're considering this as a national security concern. So it's actually a fusion po of efforts between interagency po. So nakikipagtulungan po tayo sa iba't ibang ahensya tungkol po dito.
The alleged recruitment possibly targets to fish internal data from the AFP.
Ang gusto po nila is of course get data in terms of internal internal data from the armed forces. So kung ano man po nga yung malik na information Sabi nga nila, data is the new currency, data is the new oil. So that's really what they're into, no? Kung ano po yung information that they can make sense of. So yun po yung magiging target nila. And of course, that is also what we are trying to prevent.
The AFP then reminded all soldiers to be more careful and remain professional. Patrick De Jesus from the National TV for a New and Better Philippines.